Far from Shibuya, the Zenin estate remained untouched. Inside, senior clan members gathered as Naoya arrived late. Ogi confronted him, reminding him that Master Naobito was dying. Naoya answered coldly, making it clear that his father's death meant nothing to him anymore. Soon after, the estate's executive arrived and confirmed the news. Naobito was dead. The will was read immediately. Naoya was named the next clan head and granted control over the Zenin assets and cursed tools. Confident in his victory, he listened without concern, until the final clause was revealed. If Gojo were incapacitated, Megumi would inherit the position instead. That single condition changed everything. Furious, Naoya demanded Megumi's location. When he learned Megumi was searching for Yuji, he decided to track them both down. Killing Megumi would secure his future, and killing Sukuna's vessel would earn him even more recognition. Elsewhere in Tokyo, Yuji sat among the ruins, struggling with guilt after Shibuya. Choso found him and asked about his condition. Yuji admitted that he had killed Choso's younger brothers, and no longer believed he deserved to fight alongside anyone. Choso rejected that idea. He told Yuji that the past could not be undone, but pain did not have to be carried alone. Brotherhood meant sharing the burden, not running from it. Those words gave Yuji the strength to stand again. Together, they decided to hunt down the remaining cursed spirits in the city. Yuji drew the curses out and led them into an underpass, where Choso eliminated them with a powerful blood attack. As the dust settled, Naoya appeared and immediately demanded Megumi's location. He made his priorities clear. Yuji's life was irrelevant to him. Naoya attacked without hesitation. His speed and projection technique allowed him to overwhelm both Yuji and Choso, slipping through their attacks with ease. As the fight between Yuji, Choso, and Naoya reached a stalemate, a sudden shift in the air froze them in place. A massive wave of cursed energy washed over the area, heavy and overwhelming. Yuji immediately sensed it. This presence was different. It wasn't Gojo. It was something colder, sharper, and far more dangerous. Standing on a nearby rooftop was Yuta Okkotsu. Without a word, his cursed energy spilled freely, making his intentions clear. The moment he moved, the ground trembled. Yuta leapt down, crashing into the bridge and shattering it beneath his feet. His eyes never left Yuji. Choso realized it instantly. This wasn't just another sorcerer. Yuta was Yuji's executioner. Yuta wasted no time. He charged forward with terrifying speed, forcing Yuji to retreat. Every step Yuta took closed the distance faster than Yuji expected. Yuji tried to escape through the wreckage, using cars and debris to slow him down, but it barely helped. Yuta cut off every path with precise movement, his cursed energy reinforcing every strike. Yuji fought back with pure instinct. Their blades clashed, but the difference in experience was obvious. In a desperate moment, he managed to trap Yuta's sword and snap it in half, using his own body as leverage. For a brief second, it looked like Yuji had turned the tide. But that moment didn't last. Rika appeared without warning, restraining Yuji completely. No matter how much he struggled, her grip didn't loosen. Yuta stepped forward calmly, picked up the broken blade, and drove it into Yuji's chest. As Yuji collapsed, Sukuna stirred inside him, surprised, but amused. At the same time, Choso faced Naoya alone. Naoya moved like lightning, his projection technique allowing him to attack from impossible angles. Every punch landed with crushing force. Choso struggled to keep up, taking hit after hit as blood spilled across the ground. Worse still, without access to external blood, his strongest techniques were limited. Naoya mocked him openly, questioning how someone outside the Kamo clan could use blood manipulation. To him, the outcome was already decided, but Choso refused to fall. Despite his injuries, Choso activated Red Scale, forcing cursed energy through his body to increase his speed and power. The blood pouring from his wounds didn't weaken him. Instead, it fueled his control. Slowly, the battlefield began to change. Blood spread across the ground, staining Naoya's clothes without him realizing it. Naoya continued attacking, confident in his speed. But something felt wrong. His movements began to slow. His body felt heavier. That's when Choso struck back. Using the blood already attached to Naoya, Choso began manipulating his opponent's movements. Each step Naoya took became more difficult. Still, Naoya refused to panic. Trusting his technique, he prepared to dodge whatever came next. What followed wasn't piercing blood. Choso unleashed Supernova. A massive explosion of blood erupted outward, firing countless high-speed projectiles in every direction. Naoya was struck repeatedly, overwhelmed from all sides, his body unable to escape the attack. When the blood finally settled, Naoya collapsed, broken and defeated. Moments later, Yuta returned, dragging Yuji's lifeless body behind him. Choso barely had time to react before Yuta struck him down with a single blow. Naoya, barely conscious, looked up at Yuta, humiliated and enraged. Yuta offered him a deal. He would heal Naoya, but only if he reported Yuji Itadori as dead to the higher-ups. With no other choice, Naoya accepted. Later, Yuji woke up alive. Yuta explained everything. The execution had been real, but only for a moment. Bound by a vow, Yuta had killed Yuji and then immediately revived him using reverse cursed technique. It was the only way to convince the higher-ups that Yuji was truly gone. Yuji struggled to understand why Yuta would risk so much. Yuta answered simply, Yuji mattered to people he cared about, and sometimes protecting someone meant carrying the burden yourself. As Yuji slowly regained his breath, another familiar presence approached. Megumi Fushiguro stepped forward. He looked exhausted, but determined. There was no relief on his face, only urgency. Megumi told Yuji that he had been searching for him since Shibuya, not just as a teammate, but because Yuji was the only one he could rely on now. Megumi revealed the truth. His sister, Tsumiki, had been forced into the Culling Game. Her life was now tied to a deadly ritual neither of them fully understood. Megumi admitted that he didn't know how to save her, but he knew he couldn't do it alone. That's why he came. Not as a sorcerer, not as a Zenin, but as someone asking Yuji for help. Yuji didn't hesitate, and with that, the path toward the Culling Game began.